Okay,
Yes.
sound man. Yes, it's a sound man. Now, whew, the stairs. Now we are going to start a journey together. Okay? It's a big journey, it's a long journey, and it's a very important journey. And this journey, we are going to learn about one person. We're going to learn about the Buddha, Gautama Buddha, our Buddha, because there have been many, many Buddhas before him. But we will just do our Buddha in this class. Now we are going to learn when he was born, when he died, about his family, about his life before he became a monk, his life as a monk, and we're going to learn about what he taught us. We do many things, you do many things, you don't understand why. Why you give flowers, why you give water. Each is a symbol of something important, so we're going to learn all that. So it's going to be a nice journey, a fun journey, because when you have your photocopies, it's a lot of colouring. But I'll just do a little introductory talk now, so it's not on any paper, it's coming from here. So now, 2,600 years ago, there was a baby born. What was that baby's name? Anyone know?
Siddhartha?
Yes, Prince Siddhartha. So Prince Siddhartha was born. Was that his first life?
Oh no.
He was born before. So I have chosen to start our journey with Sameda. You know Sameda? He was, I got a picture here, I'll find it. Bear with me, children, bear with me, I'm an old lady here. This picture. This is Sameda. This is Buddha Dipankara. Now, when there is a Buddha in the world, it's a very rare thing. And a Buddha only comes when there is no more Buddha-dharma, when there are no more priests, when there are no more temples, when there is no more understanding of Buddhism. Then we get a Buddha. Now, to become a Buddha is hard work. It takes millions and millions and millions and millions of years. And each of those times you have a life somewhere. You know the Jataka stories? Oh, the Jataka stories are the life of the Buddha before. They are legend about the lives when the Buddha was a monkey, when he was a man. Yes, the Jataka stories. So there are so many lives, we can't do them all. So I thought to start here, the Pankara. Yes? So you will get this little handout. This is the Pankara Buddha, this is Sameda. Now, I won't read you what's inside, I'll just tell you briefly what it's all about. Now, one day, this guy, Sameda, he was very rich. He was a Brahmin family, they were extremely rich. And both his parents died, and they left him with a lot of money. Too much, too much. And he said to himself, why do I want all this money? It's not doing me any good. I want to go to the Himalayas to meditate, to be a hermit. Now there were no Buddhist monks then, there were only Brahmin monks. And the Brahmin religion had two types. They had the Brahmins that lived in the houses and were married and lived a certain life. And they had the Samana who went into the jungles, okay, and meditated. So that's what he wanted to do. So he went to the king. He offered the king all his wealth, all the money he had. He offered the king. The king says, I don't need your money, I have enough, but I want you to stay. You don't go. So what he did, he gave his money to the poor and to the king. Then he went off to the Himalayas. Next time, we're going to try to show you some pictures of the Himalayas. You know, the mountains and everything. I have lots of nice videos. We can see a video so that we can see the place we're talking about. Next class, we're going to talk about the birth of the Buddha. So I will bring pictures, a video of Lumbini, so you can see it for yourself. But anyway, so he was in his cave meditating. Now, it is said that when you meditate and you are intense meditator, you can gain powers. What is a power? Anybody know? The power to see, the power to fly. You know, people levitate, that sort of thing. Well, this tomato, he learned to fly. He could fly through the air. So one day he's flying around, having a nice old time looking around, and he sees hundreds of people working on this road here. They're all working on the road, and he thinks, I wonder what they're up to. So he flies down and he asks them, and they said, the Buddha's coming with 500 of his disciples. Now, when we talk about the Buddha and his disciples, it's always 500. You know why? We can't count there were 500, but 500 means a great number. Doesn't mean there were actually 500, but it means a great number. Instead of saying there were 350 or something, we say 500, then we know it was a big, or 1,000. So don't take it that he actually had that amount of marks, but anyway. So, and then Sumedha thought, I want to make a piece of the road. I want to see the Buddha. So he asked them, can I have a piece of the road? The road was all dirty and muddy. They were putting sand and stones on it and flowers for the Buddha to walk. So he had no shoes, the Buddha. And they didn't like the Buddha to walk in the mud. So they were filling all the muddy holes. You know? You don't like your mommy and daddy to walk in the mud, you know? Or the priest, or the nun, yes? So you cover it. So, and in history, who does history at school? Yes. Have you come to the Elizabethan time? Yes. So Walter Raleigh, he put his cloak on the floor for the Queen of England to walk over. There you see. You will learn about that. So anyway, Sumedha gets his piece of ground, and then there's a lot of sound, music, and all sorts of things going on. And the Buddha's coming. People, horns are going. Aspiration duty is when you make a wish. A wish. And he wished, I want to be a Buddha, like this Buddha, walking along the road. Because the Buddha looks so beautiful. And he says, I want to be like that. So anyway, the Buddha walked across. I'll go into and I'll read you what he said. Instead of talking from my head. Let's see what I have said in here. Shall we see? Here we are. Oh, wise Sumedha, have you not heard the Buddha Dipankara is visiting our great city? The road workers answered, leaning on their shovels and looking into the brilliant blue sky where Sumedha was hovering. So he's hovering above them like this in the blue sky. So, speechless with joy, Sumedha descended and asked for a length of the road to repair. He grabbed a shovel and set to work on the muddy road. The Buddha is coming, the Buddha is coming, he thought, a real live Buddha. It's very rare to see a Buddha, very, very rare. Even if you lived at the time of the Buddha, you may never have seen him. Yes? Because he was walking all around. He walked for 45 years, just walking. And if when you go to India, you will see it's a long way to walk. Then faintly, then louder music and drums. There were flutes, string instruments and voices, and then up ahead Sumedha saw the Lord Buddha. Sumedha's area of the road was unfinished, so he thought, I can spread my cape over the muddy spot on the road, and lay upon it. Then letting down his long hair, he stretched it out so it made a bridge over the mud. Can you imagine that? Would you do that? You would? Wow. Would you do that? You don't know. You don't know. I'd like to think I would, but I don't know. I don't know. We don't know until it happens, do we? Anyway, where was I? Let the Lord Buddha walk on my hair and my body to keep from soiling his feet. Do you know what soiling is? It means not to get his feet dirty from walking in the mud. So I want to become a Buddha and help all living beings. Buddha wants to help everyone to become out of suffering. Isn't every day suffering? Don't you suffer at school when you get a bad mark and the teacher tells you off, when you're late, when you get enough lunch from mummy? Yes? She hasn't put your favourite banana or something in your lunch packet. That's naff, isn't it? That's a bad day for you, yes? So we all have our problems, mummies, daddies, everybody. And a Buddha wants to help. How he helps is with his teaching, which I'm going to try to teach you over the next lessons. When we come to class, we will learn what the Buddha teaches us to how we can help to stop the suffering. We can't take the suffering away, but he teaches us a way to understand it so that we can live with it. You don't think I have suffering? I have my own suffering, but I don't care. Because I understand why I have the suffering. And that's the important thing. Anyway, that's getting away from our story. I told you I talked too much. The music stopped. The voices and the laughter of the children also stopped. Sumedha slowly opened his eyes. Light now surrounded him, and he could faintly hear a voice. The hermit, that was Sumedha, he's called a hermit. When you go off into the jungle, in Sri Lanka we have Dhutanga monks. They go off into the jungle and they live in the jungle. They're hermits. I'm not a hermit because I don't live on my own in the jungle. So the hermit Sumedha, because he lived in the cave, yes? Yes, he lived in a cave, yes? You know, there's a monk in Thailand now from our temple. He's Thai. He's doing 3 years, 3 months and 3 days in a cave. No door, no nothing, no running water, nothing. Each day he goes down, he gets his arms, he goes back in his cave. They fill up his kettle and his water bottle. Back he goes up into his cave. He sleeps there, no fire, no blankets, just 3 ropes. How wonderful, yes? Anyway, this is what Sumedha was doing. So anyway, where are we? Lying here in the mud. The hermits, this is the Buddha speaking, Dipankara Buddha. The hermit Sumedha, lying here in the mud, has made a great vow. You know what a vow is? V-O-W? Means, I am going to be a Buddha. I am never going to eat meat again. I am never going to be naughty again. Yes, a vow. And standing there among the thousands of monks and nuns, men and women, elders and children, the Lord Buddha made a prediction for Sumedha. Now, a prediction, the Buddha can see into the future. You know, if you've got a Buddha, then he can come and talk to us and he can see everything that's going to happen to us in many lives. He doesn't tell us. Many monks and nuns who do a lot of meditation for many years can see things also, but they never tell us because it's not good to tell us. Yes. So anyway, this is the Buddha. Far, far in the future, you will become a Buddha. Your name will be Siddhartha. Your mother will be Mahamaya, and the King Sudarshana of Katharutu, and you will be born in the garden of Lumbini. You will leave the palace. I've missed I mistyped some things here. I will leave the palace and sit under the Bodhi tree. Now, Bodhi tree isn't the name of that tree. Bodhi means enlightenment. And all the Buddhas of this era, they all sat under a different tree. The tree has its own name. We have them in our temple. We planted them, one pinkama, all the different trees. So, the tree that the Buddha sat under was called the Bodhi tree. Anyone know why? Bodhi means enlightenment. Enlightenment, he became a Buddha under the tree. So they call it the Bodhi tree. Yes, that's how. Under the Bodhi tree, and when the morning comes, you will become enlightened. Means a Buddha. With tears of joy, Sumedha knotted his hair on top of his head, quietly folded up his legs, and flew into the forest from whence he came. I too, this is Sumedha now, I too will become a Buddha. I too shall become a Buddha. He sang out into the starlight as he soared over the sleeping trees. Then, we go on a little bit, then in life after life, he was reborn. These are the Jataka stories. He was reborn and reborn. Different names, many different places. Joyfully he worked hard towards his goal until he was reborn in heaven. Now, what happens? He worked for many years and he had 30 what we call paramita. They are perfections. You don't have to remember this. I'm just telling you to make it enlighten the story a little bit. Now those are giving away your wife, giving away a part of your body, giving dana. Not like we give dana now, it's special dana. One day we will go through them, but not today because we are just beginning our story today, yes? Is it interesting? Good, good. So I got new glasses and they are a nuisance. Very well. I find it difficult to see, put them in the right place, that's it. So he went into heaven and he was living there in heaven. For all they live in heaven millions and millions and billions of years in complete happiness. They don't have any worries or anything. And this is him. This is a Burmese picture of him sitting. This is him sitting in the heaven. This is him sitting in the heaven. And these are two gods. And the gods, one of them was called Sekya. The gods came and said to him, there is no Buddha in the world. There are lots of problems in the world. It's now time for you to go down and help living beings out of their suffering. So then, let me find what I've written here. It is said that the Buddha to be, and we call a Buddha to be a bodhisattva. Bodhisattva means an enlightened being. The bodhisattva, looked around in the world. He looked for a mother. Now what happens, we are told that when a Buddha is to be, we have a Buddha waiting in heaven now, Maitreya Buddha. He is sitting in heaven waiting to come back when there is no Buddhism. He will come to the earth and he will strive and he will go through everything that Buddha Gotama went through to bring enlightenment to the people. But we may be born at that time, we may see him, we don't know. We have to see. Anyway, so they wait in heaven for a long, long time. Then when it's time to come down, they survey the world. So he has to look for a mother and a father and a place to be born. Now a Buddha has to find a special mother. He can't have any mother. So he looks around for a woman who is very good woman, a woman who observes, seal, and things like that. And also he has to look at the health of the mother, because the Buddha's mother always dies within 7 days of his birth. Always. These things happen. So he saw his mother, and he decided she was the most suitable person for him to be born from. And then he saw his father, King Sudu, was a very good man, very kind king. He had slaves, yes, but he was good to his slaves, he was kind. So he decided that's where he was going to be born. Now he doesn't just fly out of the heaven and go into mummy's tummy, it doesn't work like that. You have to have a mummy, a daddy, and the Buddha's chitta, and they all come together. So when the baby's born, he can look like his mummy or his daddy because he had his earthly things. But his chitta has come from before, some of it. Each of you and I have a little bit of something from last life. Yes? Sometimes we are good at something because in last life we did that. Yes? So anyway, that's getting us away from our story. So anyway, he chose his mother and his father. Then he came down, and I will tell you the rest next time. You like that story? You will see that there are things in it that you yourself understand. So if we understand some, then we can't doubt others. But we have to remember it is a story. Yes? But the truth is the Buddha was in heaven. The Buddha was in heaven and he was waiting to come. That is the truth. And the truth to the Queen and King he was born, because when I tell you the next part of the story, you will see the pictures of where the Buddha was born. And they have actually archaeological, you know what archaeological is? Yes, that means they have found old buildings and old shrines. There was a very famous king, and he put a stone where the Buddha was born. And a couple of years ago, they dug down and they found a wooden shrine right underneath with all the worship things for the Buddha. So we know the Buddha was born there, and we know that who his mommy and daddy were. That is proved. It's not just a myth, it's true. Shall I bring the movie next time? I bring you some nice movies to see. So that is our story. That's the beginning of our Buddha's life. Now, what you have to learn from this, you don't have to learn everything, but you have to remember the name of Sumedha and what he did, and that was a previous life of the Buddha. And you have to remember that he was in the heaven and who his mother and father were. Those are the important things to remember from the story. You will each get a copy of this. And what we will do, we will put double-sided tape in it, and then we will stick the last page into your scrapbook, so you have the story all the time. And as you go through the book, you will build up the whole story. Now the blank pages, you can color these pages, and you get stars for your coloring. If you color badly, and then in a month you color well, you get a star for your progress. It's a different colored star. Say for instance, she just scribbles. Okay? Then as she goes on, if her coloring improves, she gets another star. That's how we work. The coloring is important, and you have to concentrate. Don't have music on. No music, no television. You sit quietly. And you concentrate on what you are coloring in, following the lines. And it is good for your brain. And the blank pages, you can draw your own pictures on about the story. You can draw your own pictures, or you can cut something out and stick it in, whatever you wish. That's your paper when you get it. Just don't lose it, because we will put it in your book. Okay? So now, that's the Buddha Dharma for this lesson. What shall we do next? What do you fancy next? Shall we do going to the temple now? Yeah? Oh, I like going to the temple, because we should begin with going to the temple, shouldn't we? We'll do going to the temple and how to behave in the temple next. Then it might be a great time. I don't know. We'll see. See how long Sudu talks for. Yeah. So, this is a temple. Yes? What is a temple?
It's like where you pray. And
Anybody else? What is a temple? A temple and a church are the same things.
you pray to Buddha, and you give flowers and incense sticks. And
Well, the monks and the nuns, nobody care about us. We learn the Buddha Dharma. Yes? Anything else?
light up candles.
So now, we are Sri Lankan. Yes, well, I'm not, but I'm a Sri Lankan nun. We are Sri Lankan, we go to the temple and we do certain things, yes? Now, in Bhutan, they are the same Buddhists, Theravada Buddhists. They go to the temple, but they do different things. In Thailand, they are Theravada Buddhists like us. But they go to the temple, they do different things. Also the Burmese, they do different things, yes? But they all go to the temple. Now, in the temple, a temple is a place or a nunnery, is where we keep the treasures. What are the treasures? Anybody know the treasure?
It's like silver.
What is the Buddha's treasure? The
Yeah.
teaching, yes? The Buddha's teaching. That is the treasure. We have the Tao too. You all know the Tao too, yes? You know the calendar, we keep in it a piece of bone. Now that is someone who is considered to be holy, a saint, and we keep that piece of bone in there to remind us that we can be like that also. But basically the treasure is the Buddha's Dharma. And as you go to Candy, you have the Buddha's tooth in there. But basically here, the treasure is the teaching. Yes? So I got this, and this is Sri Lankan children going to the temple. You see where their temple is up on the hill?
Yeah.
That's Sri Lankan, a boy and a girl. Let's go to the temple. And if we turn the page, we've got another family. These are from Bhutan. Bhutan is a very Buddhist country around India area, Himalayas area. Yes, you can, no problem. And these people are going to the temple also. So you see, it's not only Sri Lankans that go to the temple. And then on the last page, there's no writing on this one. Well, there is. There's a little bit in here. You can read for me. You can read.
Let's go to the temple. We can offer flowers. The Buddha imagine we can offer flowers to the
Bodhi tree.
Bodhi tree. We can offer flowers to the Puja
Pagoda.
Pagoda.
Right, so let's just come back to that in 1 second. So, this side we have children going to a Thai temple. You have the monks and the temple. You see the temple is different from Sri Lankan temple.
Yeah.
Every country the temples are different. But inside they are all the same. They have a shrine on. Yes? Now in the shrine we have a Buddha image. Now we all know that Buddha image is not the Buddha. Yes? Many religions say that we worship idols. We don't worship idols because we are not worshipping that statue. When we look at the statue, it reminds us of the teaching. The mouth, the eyes, the hands, everything is teaching us something. So it is a symbol. And all the things we do, why do we take the flowers? Any idea? Flowers smell nice, yes. Flowers are very beautiful, yes. But what happens to them?
They die.
Yes, that's why we take the flowers. Because Buddha taught us that everything dies, nothing lives forever. Everything gets broken, everything dies, nothing lasts forever. Yes? So we take the flowers and we should put them there and we should let them die. And when they're dead, we reflect. When we're offering the flowers, we reflect that they will die. Later, I will teach you an English stanza about that. Then, what else does it say? We offer flowers to the Bodhi tree. Why do we offer flowers to the Bodhi tree? We don't offer to the tree. There's actually a shrine, and there's a Buddha inside it, and we offer the flowers there. Now, we're the only country, Sri Lanka is the only country that does that, and does Bodhi Puja. But people say that it's tree worship. It's not tree worship at all. Hang on, I've got to move my leg. It's not tree worship at all. When the Buddha became enlightened, he sat under the Bodhi tree and became enlightened. I will show you. And then there's a place where he went. I sat there. And he sat there for 7 days, just looking at the Bodhi tree, giving thanks to the Bodhi tree for shading him from the sun and from the rain and from the cold, so that he could become enlightened. So we are not worshipping a tree, we are worshipping the idea. We are giving thanks, like the Buddha did, to the tree. We don't say, oh, wonderful Bodhi tree, please, please, I'm going to hang this. You know, people put money in the thing and they hang it now, please give me this. We don't do that in Buddhism. Everything we have to do ourselves. Being a Buddhist is hard. Being a Christian is easy. You just go to the church and you ask God to do everything for you. We don't do that. So we do that. We offer flowers to the pagoda. The same again, the pagoda, there is a Buddha image in the pagoda. And normally inside the pagoda is some bone or something from a very, very famous, are you okay, Judy? A very famous person. We have a little bit of bone or something that we put in there. So, and we walk around it. And then we walk around how many times in the audio? 3, don't we? And then we do a worship there. Now in Sri Lanka we do something that we don't do in other countries. We do a Bodhi Puja. Now, Bodhi Puja is quite a new thing in Sri Lanka. It was never there in the beginning, but it started out to be a thing to make people worship. So, unfortunately, Bodhi Puja can be used in good or bad ways. Now, my temple in Sri Lanka, we do Bodhi Puja. But we don't do it to collect money, we don't do it to collect robes, we don't do it for any. Someone comes to the temple and they have a problem. Maybe their granddaughter is very sick in the hospital and their mind is very upset and they're stressed. Head nun will give them so many days Bodhi Puja. She'll say, I'm going to give you 10 days Bodhi Puja. Now, so for 10 days, that grandmother has to go and get the flowers. She has to go and get the gilampasa. She has to come to the temple. She cleans all the area. She washes it down. She makes the flowers. She gives the gilampasa. Then the nun will come and the nun will do gata. We do the same puja, no difference, not a special puja, the same Buddha puja, but we add maybe 1 or 2 small gata like this about the Bodhi tree. Then after that they have a sermon on the Dharma. Then they have meditation. Then they go home. Within 10 days the mind is clear and peaceful and happy. Because instead of thinking of the sick child in the hospital, all day they are thinking about collecting the flowers, going to the temple. So you see, it's a good thing if it is used properly. Like all things in Buddhism are good if we use them properly. Yes? So I got away from the subject, haven't I? So, I like to tell you little things that are interesting. Otherwise, the lesson's very boring, isn't it? You just read from the paper. Yes? And I want you to tell me things also. So, I don't do Bodhi Puja. I do ordinary puja. But I don't know because it's Sinhala Gata, and I don't know the Sinhala Gata. But I just do an ordinary puja, and then I give meditation and a little sermon. We usually talk about impermanence, and then we bring their life and the grandchildren. Then we give merit to the sick person in the hospital. And we had the holy water and the thread. And then the person is at peace. They can go home and be peaceful and happy. Yes? What do you think of that? That's quite nice, yes. So, and we also go to the temple to give dana. We have to feed the monks and the nuns, yes? Don't you think so? Now, monks and nuns, we don't have anything. Everything I have comes from you. So, we have like a contract, yes? I teach you how to live a Buddhist life, a good life, how to improve your life so one day, one life, you can reach Nibbana, and to make you happy, to pray for you, to come when you are sick, when you are having babies, when you get married, when someone dies. That is my duty. And for that, you feed me. Yes? The Catholic Church is the same. The Catholic priests don't have money. You know, they put money in the collection box. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. So you come to see the monks and the nuns. And of course you come for classes and school in the temple. So that's why we go to the temple. And so, who is in the temple? What is in the temple? Let us start with the Buddhist things. What are the Buddhist things in the temple? One thing.
Incense stick.
Yes? But that's not Buddhist, is it? That's what we take.
Flowers.
Yes, we take flowers. But what are we going to see in the temple? There's 3 things we are going to see in the temple. Yes.
The Bodhi tree.
Yes, that's one.
The statue.
Yes. What's the third one?
The pictures.
The pagoda.
Oh.
We go to see the pictures also. Some pagodas in some countries have pictures all around them because people couldn't read. And in one country, I can't remember where, they've got walls and the people come up the hill and they walk along the wall and there's all the stories of the life of the Buddha in the wall because people couldn't read. So they saw the pictures and they learnt the Dharma as they go up into the temple. So, and what do we go to the temple for?
To pray. And give flowers, incense sticks, and light candles.
Right. So why do we give those things? We know we give the flowers because we want to see them die, to show us that everything dies. Why do we light the candle?
To show how the got enlightened.
The candle, actually, if you don't light a candle, it's dark. Yes? So the world was dark before the Buddha came. When the Buddha came, he helped us and he dispelled the darkness. So there was no darkness after he came. Yes? He brought us the teaching. When he brings the teaching, that takes the darkness away. So we light the light to symbolize the dispelling of ignorance. You know what ignorance is? Ignorance is when you don't understand anything or you don't know anything. But he has brought the teaching, so we light the light for the teaching. So why do we light the incense?
The smell.
Yes, the smell is nice. But also we light the incense because it's a fire. And fire is cleansing. It's burning, so it is cleansing. So that's showing us that the Buddha Dharma can cleanse us of all our bad things and give us new things. Yes? So, any questions on that? Of course, as the weeks go on, we will go over it more and more. But that's just the beginning. Okay? You want to have a little break now? Yeah, have a little break now. Is that okay, Mom? A few minutes, little break. Put it on the floor, please. No need to cuddle it. There's no horror here. No one's going to steal it. If you think they're going to steal it, I can put it here. Nobody will take from me. No. So, right. So now we've come to the temple, yes? We bought all our things. We bought what? What have we bought? Flowers? Incense and oil or a candle. Yes? So we've offered all those, yes? Now, in the story here, we have a little boy called James. And James, as we go through the story, James and his 2 sisters teach us many things of how to behave and what to do. Now, next time, we're going to talk about behavior in Dharma class and what we should be doing. And there's lots of nice pictures in that one to colour out. Wow. But today, we're just going to talk about how you behave at home, when you light your candles at home, and when you meditate at home, and when you come to the temple. Now, this is a nice Sri Lankan temple, yes? And here we've got 3 children. Traditional Sri Lankan dress, yes? Nice, yes? So you've got that to colour in. Then when that's coloured in, we cut it out. We cut it here. And we stick it all separately in your book. You can do it at home yourself, or you can wait for me to come next week and we can do it. Okay? So now we've got a monk. His name is Upali. Bhante Upali. Now Bhante Upali is going to tell James how to behave. I think you probably all know this, what he's going to say. But shall we read it?
Yeah.
Just to see?
Yes.
And if you want to add anything or take anything out, you can tell me. You can tell me what you think, because I made this up.
Okay.
Okay? So now, the bell rang. The student lined up in an orderly way. What's an orderly way? No higgledy-piggledy in a line. No talking, no pushing, no shoving, yes? Orderly way. And they went into the shrine room for Buddha Puja. What's Buddha Puja? Buddha Puja? Yes?
You pray to the Buddha.
Yes, Buddha Puja, good girl. What we do, you bring your flowers. What you do is you come in, you clean the top of the shrine. Then you put your flowers, you put your incense, and you put some water or some juice that you bought and your incense, okay, to do the Buddha Puja. So this is what the children have done. They've gone into the shrine room. And they were all seated. How were they sitting, do you think?
They're crossing their legs.
Mm-hmm.
And they're sitting straight.
You think they're sitting like this? No.
No. And they're sitting.
Let her sit.
Sitting and like there.
Sorry.
They would be sitting cross legs, back straight.
The Buddha is here. Imagine the Buddha is here. You show me how you're going to sit. You're not going to sit like this, are you? You're not going to sit like this. Your back is towards the Buddha. That's right. That's right. We never show the Buddha our back, and we never show him the bottom of our feet. In Sri Lanka, people show the bottom of their feet. But if you go to Thailand and Burma, they throw you out the temple. But they sit with their back to the Buddha. So it's different customs in different countries. But we need to understand them all. I think it's rude to put your feet to the Buddha like that. Unless you are sick. If you are sick and you can't sit, that is different. But for you young people to sit with your feet like that to the Buddha is wrong. You can sit like this. You can sit cross-legged. You sit on your head if you like. No, that's not good, is it? That's wrong. Is that wrong? Do you sit on the floor?
Yes.
If you are sick, you can sit on a chair. If you are old or you're sick, you can sit on a chair. I know that they say we're not to sit higher than the monks or the nuns. But if you are sick, Buddha made the exceptions because he was compassionate. So you see, Mummy has a baby. She can't sit on the floor for a long time. So I would give her a chair. But I won't give it to her in the middle of the room. I'll give it to her at the edge of the room. Where do the monks and nuns sit? Normally, in a Sri Lankan temple, we sit down the side, yes? And then when we are doing the prayers, we turn and face the Buddha. We turn our body and face the Buddha. We're not allowed to sit in the middle of you. And you're not allowed to sit close to us, yes? So those are just a few little manners, yes? Which are important. And we're not allowed to chew gum. We're not allowed to read books. Not allowed to put mobile phones on. People do, big people do, but they're wrong, yes? Do you think they're wrong? If the telephone rings in the middle of the chanting? I think it's not very nice. And I don't like monks and nuns having their phones switched on during chanting either. I like them switched off when they go in the shrine room. But that's me. I can't make them do that because everyone does what they think. But I think it's nice to turn it off. It's respectful, yes? Right. So, and we don't take our feet, I don't know if I can do it, we don't take our feet and sit like this in front of the Buddha, because that's rude also. Luckily I have leggings on today. That is rude also, yes? Yes, that's right. So we try to sit like this, or we sit like this. The best way to sit is with your legs crossed, because you are at an angle. And when you sit down, I will show you. My bones hurt. Old woman. Now I'm sitting down. Now if you go like this, and you take this cheek, and you pull it like that, and the same the other side, tell me what you're feeling. Do that. Go over and pull all the skin up, then sit down again. Sit. Can you feel anything different? Not your trousers. You have to grab hold of your bottom like this and go like this and pull your bottom across and sit. What are you sitting on? You're sitting on a big bone, aren't you? Are you sitting on a bone?
Yeah.
Yes, that's how we want to sit, not to sit on the fat of the bottom. If you sit on the fat of your bottom, you can get backache and you don't sit properly. But if you go like this and like this, you can feel you're actually sitting on the two big bones. Can you feel that? Yeah, that's how we want to sit. And we don't have to sit in a lotus or anything like that. We just put our legs how they are comfortable. Now, also, we take a cushion. We don't have any cushions here.
We have some cushions.
They can do with this one. Now, this is your round cushion, okay? Who's going to be my... Oh, everybody wants to do. So I have to do one at a time then. We'll do everybody. Let's start with baby. Come here. Now, baby, sit on the cushion. That's it. Cross your legs. Now, you want to go... We go forward a bit. That's it. Now, you see? That's how you sit. And your back is straight. Yes? And there's no pressure on the bottom here. This is not painful, no? It's comfortable, yes? That's how you sit. A round cushion is good, but that's... What do you think? You try it, you try it. Who's next? Come on then. We'll go in line. We'll go in line. These are very important things. They may not seem important now. Now go forward a little bit so you're off the edge of the cushion. That's it. Now pull your big bit of your bottom up, like I told you. So you're sitting on your bone. That's it. So you see, with the round cushion, your back... That's right, that's right. You mustn't sit with your legs any other way, because otherwise you get damage to your back and your neck. This is how the Buddha taught us to sit, because it's a triangle. You see? It's a triangle. And there's no pressure anywhere. Your knees and that will ache, but you will get used to it. In time you can sit 3-4 hours like that. Believe me, I know, I've done it. So you can do it. And you don't get a backache. Some people sit on more cushions if they've got a bad back. You can sit absolutely flat, like I am sitting now. But for us in the West, we find it difficult to keep our back straight. You try to keep your back straight. This is important for when you do your meditation. Okay, who's next?
Me.
Come. You may think this is a waste of time, but believe me, it's very important to know how to sit. Nobody taught me how to sit. That's it. Now, can you feel yourself go slightly forward?
No, not that way.
That's comfortable, yes. It's different than sitting flat on the floor. Yes. And your back is nice and straight. Yeah. Okay, next. Who's next? You have to do everybody. With a round cushion, it is higher, so it's easier. Now, that's it. Now, sort of go forward a little bit, just wriggle a little bit. That's it. Now you're bending forward. Yes, the cushion is not high enough for you, but can you feel the difference? Is it more comfortable? Yes, yes. Who's the last one? Don't walk on my pictures. Come on, last one.
So comfortable.
Yes, it's much better, isn't it? You can sit for 4 or 5 hours like that in meditation. But the round cushion is nice, Mummy. The hard round cushion, because the idea is that they sit slightly forward so they don't deform their back. They must never
one, isn't it?
they must never sit with their legs to one side like they're taught in Sri Lanka, because that damages their spine when they're so young. How's that for you? No difference. Go on, off you go. Off you go. So right, where were we? Where's my piece of paper? Where's my piece of paper? Good. There you are. You see, there's a round one. Now you can see the difference. Who wants to be the... Oh, well, we're going to have to do everybody again, aren't we? Come on, baby first. Baby first. Now, you sit at the edge here. That's it. Now cross your legs. What do you think? Tell me honestly, what do you think? You sure? You're not lying to me? Not telling little fibbies, no? It's good? Okay. Next one. The cushion is the most important thing to get the right cushion. Sit a little bit more on the edge. That's it. No different?
No.
You can tell me if there's no difference. No difference. Then you're not sitting quite right. Go back a little bit more. Go back a wee bit more. But how's that? Yes. You have to find your place. And that is your place to always sit, because it's keeping your back nice and straight. Even in meditation, if you fall asleep, your back is still relatively straight. If you're on the floor, you bend your back here when you fall asleep. Here, if you fall asleep, the whole of the top of your body goes. So you're not damaging your spine. Okay, next. Now find your place. You have to find your place yourself. Yeah. Good, yes? Okay, next one. Oh, what a shame, you're at the end of the queue. Least but not last. You find your place that's comfortable, and you see you're straight. Now, if you fall asleep, slump down. You see, you go from here. If you're on the floor, you go from here. And that damages your bone here. Okay, last but not least, come. What a boring day, eh? Musical chairs. Musical chairs. Now find your place. Are you in the middle of the cushion? You need to go over a little bit that way. That's it. Now wriggle till you find your place, that you're comfortable. Remember, you should be a little bit tilted forward. No, not like that. As you sit, your body will just automatically move. How's that? No, not right. Then move around until you get comfortable. You mustn't sit how you're told. You find your place. You have to find your own place. Once you've found that place, that will go with you for the rest of your life. And if you... Good. And if you start to learn to sit like that now, when you go on to do more meditation, it will be very easy for you. It's very important at this age to get your sitting position. Okay, let's carry on, because the time is going. So, right, anyway. So, the bell rang, and they all went into the puja service. They were all seated on mats or cushions, which had been lined out in the shrine room. Now, we don't sit like this in the shrine room. Everything, if you go to a Chinese temple, they measure from the cushion to cushion. It is in a straight line, nothing goody-goody. So when you go into the shrine room, like when we go in the evening, all the cushions are lined out for us to sit in line and in position. Okay, so we sit nicely and politely. Okay, let's see what James has got to say to Bhante. Bhante Upali came in and greeted the children. Bhante started by telling him the meaning of puja. Well, we said that, haven't we? But let's read what he's saying. Puja is a service for paying respect to the triple gem. Who knows what the triple gem is? Guess. It's easy. What am I? And Sangha. What are the other two? Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. The Buddha, his teachings, the Dharma, and the Sangha, the monks and nuns, the triple gem. But when we worship the Sangha, we are looking at the Sangha that have become enlightened. Doesn't mean that we are worshipping the monks that are sitting and the nuns sitting here. We are worshipping the four pairs. They are those that have become enlightened in this life. They have become saints. You know, there are 4 stages of sainthood. They have become saints. We worship those. Yes? So let me see. What else? What other rubbish should I put here? During the puja, we offer light, incense and flowers to the Buddha statue. I put image. We call it Buddha Rupa. Yes, in Sri Lanka. You heard that word, Buddha Rupa? Rupa is Pali for the body. So the statue of the Buddha, we call it the Buddha Rupa. Yes? And he lives, the Buddha Rupa lives in the Buddha Gay. Gay meaning belonging to him, his house. The Buddha Gay. Those are Sri Lankan words. When you go to Sri Lankan temple, you ask, where is the Buddha Gay? Yes? That means, where is the shrine room? Okay? Now, let's see what we said here in flowers. During our time in the shrine room, we must also show respect by behaving, sitting quietly, no getting up and running around or moving out of place to sit with friends, and no shouting. No shouting. Who shouts during puja? Time out, time out, time out. So, Bantikun, you see you've got some nice pictures to colour in. These are Sri Lankan children worshipping the Buddha. And on this page, here we've got a Burmese girl. Burmese, they wear brown, long skirt, white blouse, and a brown thing across here to go to the temple. She's Burmese. He's Burmese. These are Sri Lankan. These are children. Bhante continued, so we should not talk or play around during the puja. Who talks in puja? Oh, I might have known our friend at the end. Oh, our friend at the end. It's not fair. They're blaming you for everything. They don't do anything wrong. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
She always shouts and talks. Not always talk. But she keeps on hitting.
Then you're 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. You know what that means? 6 and half a dozen are the same. Ah, yes. So where were we? To show our respect, we must chant the sacred verses properly. We must learn the words properly. We must pronounce them properly. If we don't know a word, we don't say it. We let the others say it and we carry on after the next word. We must be mindful and sit quietly. What's mindful?
You should think of one.
Mindful, now, mindful is a funny word. When I first became a Buddhist, I didn't understand, what's this mindful? I know what I'm doing all the time, but you don't. You don't. Mindful is only knowing what your mind is doing. Not what your hands are doing. You've got to catch it before your hands do it. So mindful is just knowing what your mind is doing. Your brain. And sit quietly. Bansi then ended and they all went to their class. That's the first lesson in behavior in the temple. Who does that? Nobody. Next time you can do it. Now, do you understand why?
Yeah.
Why? You don't understand. Why do we have to be respectful? Why do we have to say the verses properly? Why? The Buddha is dead. There is no Buddha. He's not in a heaven, he's not anywhere. So why do we have to behave like that in his room? It's because he left us the teaching. And he is our teacher. And we respect our teacher. He may not be there, he's dead. Some Buddhist sects in other countries believe he is in heaven alive. But that's not what the Buddha taught us. The Buddha taught us that he was a man and he died. He was born a human child. He grew up as a human man, as you will see as we go through the stories. He died as a man. When he died, because he was a Buddha, he was never reborn again. So he is no more. But he has left us his treasure. So we have to respect the room that the Buddha is in. In that way we are respecting. The Buddha said, when you see the Dharma, you see me. When you see me, you see the Dharma. Dharma meaning truth, the truth of the teaching. So that's why we behave in the room, out of respect. Yes? I'm sure if you went into your principal's room at school, you would behave in a certain way. You wouldn't sit on the table or sit on the chair and put your feet on the table, would you? No, it's the same sort of thing, it's respect. Later on as we go along, you will see how we respect other people in society and how we can live together happily. You want to, any questions or to say anything on that? No? You don't sit like that in the shrine room. Here it's okay. You are all sitting very well. Yes. Also, you know, if you sit badly, you suffer later with your body. Because Asians, we sit on the floor, we have to sit properly. Then our back and our knees will last us all our life. If now you sit badly, you will pay for it later. I know from experience. Yes? So try now to learn to sit properly. It's hard, I know, because you're young. But when you're running around, that's a different thing. But when you are sitting at home, if you sit on the floor to watch television, try to sit on a cushion like this. I don't know, what do you think? Good idea?
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, what shall we do now? How much time have you got left, mummies?
Always 3:17.
You beat them? Do you steal their sweeties?
Yeah, when I go shopping.
No. What about their toys? Do you take their toys?
No.
Do you not let them use your toys?
No.
Well, we're going to learn what I call Buddhist living skills. That's just the way we treat and we live with other people that is in line with the Buddha's teaching. The first one today is just a couple of pages, and what I want you to do is cut it all out and paste it in your book and colour it in. Okay? And we will talk about it slowly. This is about a little girl, Linda, who happens to be my name. Linda, before I was a nun. So, Linda, my name is Linda and I am 5 years old. Well, I'm not. I'm 66. So that's a lie. Oh? Anyway, I have a big sister. Her name is Sue. Her name is Sue. But Sue's a boy there. I don't know how that happened. Anyway. So here I am playing a game with him, sharing my toys. Sharing. In Buddhism we share everything. We don't, if we have 5 sweets in our pocket and 6 friends, we don't give any sweets out. Or we give the 5 sweets to the 5 friends and we go without. Yes? We don't give to one and not the other. We don't choose. We don't choose, I like you better. Because if it was you, and I gave her a sweetie and not you, you would be so upset. So we don't do that. So we share. So here we're teaching to share with our brother and sister. Do you share with your sister? But she probably thinks your toys are too young for her, yes? My mother and father love us very much. Mommy and Daddy love both children equally. They have no favorite. Sometimes you think they have a favorite because they tell you off. But they're only telling you off to make you a good person. Sometimes I get a smaller share than my sister does. I don't mind. You would get a smaller share because you're smaller. Yes? So you don't mind. Yes? I am happy and grateful to have a sister, mother and father who always care for each of us. Listen, you've got some pictures there. So what is here? They're all giving. They're all giving, aren't they? Yes? In Buddhism, it's very important to give. Very important to give. It is a practice we have to learn when we are young, because when we do meditation, we have to give a lot away. We have to give a lot of ourselves and our thoughts and our life away when we do meditation. So it's good to start to learn to share now. You share with your sister? You share with your sister? Sometimes. You share? No. She doesn't share.
No, because she doesn't want to play with me.
No, I don't mean play. I mean share your things. Don't do that, you'll break the cushion. You don't share things with her? Sharing also is things you do at school. If you had a bad day at school, if you had a good day, that's sharing. Isn't it? You have to share those things. Please don't play with the cushion, you'll damage it. Put it down for me, please. Put it over here. Thank you. Try to concentrate. Oh? I know I'm very boring and it's hard, but try. So what I want you to do, I want you to cut all this out into nice patterns and put it in your book in a pretty way and color it. And then next week, next time I come, we will talk some more about sharing. We don't only share with our brother and sister. Many other people in society we share with. We will understand about sharing with parents, with older people, and also bad people. How to know bad people and keep away from bad people. There are many bad people, aren't there, in the world? Yes? What do you think? Anything to say? What about sharing? You can't tell me anything about sharing? Hmm? I'm going to tell you a story about sharing. A nice story. What is friendship?
It's like you be friends.
Do you share with your friend?
Yeah.
You give your friend everything, and you tell your friend everything. Yeah?
Yeah. You are kind, you are respectful, and you share everything, like when you play and when you're at school.
Good.
Sometimes friends protect you.
Yes. You care about your friends, yes. Yes, that's good. So, yes.
It's hard to share because if you don't share, then no one's going to be your friend.
That's right. Nobody likes someone who's greedy and doesn't share anything. You know what the Buddha said? Venerable Ananda, you probably don't know who Ananda is. You will learn later. He was the monk that looked after the Buddha for many years. And he said to the Buddha, it is wonderful. A friend is half of the life, the Dharma life, meaning the monk life. The Buddha said, no, a good friend is the whole life. So, good friend, and a friend who has the same ideas as you, has the same morals. You know morals? Morals are, you don't steal, you don't cheat, you don't lie, you don't kill. Your precepts. If they follow the same thing, then they are good friends. if they kill butterflies, ants or anything, they're not good friends. If you walk out in the garden and you stand on an ant and whoops, he's gone, that's okay. That's okay. Because you didn't think to kill the ant. Yes? But if you see ants going down a hole and you go and you kill them, that is bad. That's not a good friend. Understand? Some boys collect butterflies. They're alive and they put them in a glass and kill them. That's not a good friend for a Buddhist. Because we don't kill. Yes? Yes? If we're driving along the car and a butterfly hits the car and it dies, that's okay. Because we haven't killed it. It's an accident. You see the difference? So you have to pick wise friends. And I have a little story about friends here because I want to get on to the meditation. So we'll have a little story and then we'll do some meditation. What do you think? Everyone agree? Now this is a story about a group of children. You will get many stories. Excuse me, I have to stretch my legs in front of you. I'm sorry, children, but my legs ache. Now, this is a story about a group of friends. They went to play. Now, I've actually drawn Blind Man's Buff, but I haven't written Blind Man's Buff inside the story, so I'm sorry. There's a little misinterpretation there. But anyway, we've got the children playing, and we've got a tree here and a monkey up in the tree. It's a mango tree. Lovely mangoes, right from the tree. Nice, yes? So, what we've got, because we don't have much time, I'm going to read the story. Because if I talk, the story will take us longer. Because I talk too much. You will get a copy of this, and I want you to read it a couple of times, because I'm going to ask you questions. I'm going to ask you questions about the story, okay? Now, oh, these glasses, I don't know. Let's try again. John has many friends. You see John here in the picture? John is this one here. John has many friends. He likes to play with his friends. They are called James, Mary, Mark, Rosie, Lim, and Tang. They like to go to the park and play hide and seek, or they're playing tag. Sorry about that. I couldn't draw hide and seek. I didn't know quite how to do that. Oh, this is Blind Man's Buff. You know, where you cover your eyes and you have to find someone. This is hide and seek, different. You have to go and hide someone. Sorry about that. Do you know how to play hide and seek? Who knows how to play hide and seek? Let baby tell me. Yes?
Someone have to count, and then someone have to hide. Then, if they find you,
then they become it. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
You choose someone to count, and you tell them what number to count up to, and when they're finished they say ready or not, and all of us have already hit a do, so then when he finds someone, when he finds all of the people, so the last one he finds is the one who will be it, and then you start the game.
Starts all over again. Okay, let's go on. We'll go on. You can answer the next question. Okay? After playing for some time, they all began to feel tired, so they all sat under a large shady mango tree. Oh, how nice. They were also feeling very thirsty and hungry. Would you feel tired and hungry after playing for such a long time? I bet you would. I should. Yes? Yes. Then suddenly a large ripe mango fell off the tree and landed on the ground where they were sitting. John rushed and picked it up. He was so hungry he wanted to eat it all by himself. Would you think the same thing?
No.
No. Good. Rosie said, "No, John, please, don't eat it yet." Why do you think she said that? Why do you think she said that?
Because it's not nice. If you don't share, then the other people will be upset.
Good girl. she said to John, "We are all friends and we came to play together, so we should eat the mango together also." John was upset that he didn't think of his friends. "Sorry, Rosie and my dear friends. Sorry I was so greedy. I forgot about you. Come, let us share the mango. Come, let's eat." All the friends began to smile because they were so happy, and they shared out the mango and ate it happily. But that's not the end of the story. What do you think? High up in the tree, a monkey had been watching all the friends playing. What's on the next page? What's on the next page? Oh, it's upside down. And eating the mango. He was so happy and played. Good friends. So the monkey plucked from the tree the mangoes. There were 7 children, 7 beautiful ripe mangoes ready to eat, and he dropped them near the 7 little friends. John said, "Look, my friends, when we share our food with others, we feel so happy and the food is more tasty." Rosie then said, "When you give to others, you get much more back." All the little friends were so happy, and they thanked the kind monkey, and together they all said, "We are taking these mangoes home to share with our little brothers and sisters." So that tells us what? What does the story tell us?
To share. And don't be greedy.
And also to think before we do things, because he could have eaten the mango, yes? And then nobody else would have had a piece, and the monkey wouldn't have given them the mangoes. Yes? It's okay, take your time, there's no hurry. Don't worry, don't worry.
You do good things. You get.
What does this say?
If you do bad, you will feel sad. But avoiding bad, you can be glad.
So what happened? Was it bad to eat the mango himself? Yes. So what happened? He was very glad when he shared it with all his friends. And the monkey was very, very happy. So he gave them all extra. He put one down for each. What do you think? You have to learn this. Next lesson, I will take you one by one outside and test you. If you pass, you get a 10 and a star. If you can't do it, then you have a choice. You can get a mark and no star, or you can wait and try to learn it for the next week and get a star, a 10.
Is that a poem?
Mm-hmm.
Because it rhymes.
Yes. You will get that. You will get everything.
Say it then. Say it nice as a poem.
Let's say it. If you do bad, you will feel sad. By avoiding bad, you can be glad.
So the
Can we
5...
have all turns to read it?
Yes, yes, yes.
Then we start. If you do bad, you will feel sad. By avoiding bad, you can be glad. If you do bad, you will feel sad. By avoiding bad, you can be glad.
It means happy.
If you do bad, you will feel sad. By avoiding bad, you can be glad.
I don't know if she can read. She's so potty.
If you do bad, you will feel sad.
By avoiding
Avoiding
bad.
bad, you can be glad.
Very good. Very good. So that's this week's poem. Now all the 5 precepts are in there, yes? What are the 5 precepts? Anybody tell me? No, tell me. Don't look at that. What are the 5 precepts you take every day? Number 1. I shall avoid...
I shall avoid
Killing. I shall refrain from killing. Panatipatan. Yes? Then what's another one?
I shall stop drinking alcohol.
That's number 5. Yes, good. That's 2. I will make a poster for you for next time.
I shall stop being bad.
What is it? I shall not kill. I shall not steal. Steal means not to take what is not given.
Yes.
So, if you go into your sister's room and you take her favorite headband and wear it, you are stealing. Because you haven't asked her permission.
You have to ask her first. If she says yes, then we can use it.
Yes. So we've got killing. Killing always also comes in killing is hurting people and animals. Being cruel to people and animals comes in that. Then number 3, yes, not to be greedy. Not to be greedy, yes, to be satisfied with what we have. Yes. Number 4, lies and bad mouths.
Yeah.
Bad language.
Number 5.
What's number 5?
Don't drink alcohol.
Number 5 is not to drink alcohol or take drugs. But it really means not to take things that become a habit. Become a habit to us. Like some people take, they eat bitter and tobacco.
Yes.
That is bad because that becomes a habit. We are trying to refrain from habits and things that change the way we see things. Now I'm going to tell you a true story. Now this is very, very funny about the 5th precept. Mummy is listen, this is very, very funny. Now, in Australia, they have a lot of rules on drinking alcohol and driving. And sometimes they just put up roadblocks in the road. Anyway, one night this man was so drunk and he was driving his car. This is true, he's still in prison, this man. He was driving his car along the road and there was a long queue and there was policemen checking, breathalyzing and checking everyone. And he thinks, oh, I'm going to get caught, I'm going to get caught. He couldn't turn and go away because the police would have followed him. So he got up to his turn, he got out of his car. Just as he got out of his car, another car hit another car at the back of the line. So the policeman said to him, oh, you just go. Lucky man, yes? And the policeman went down the back. Anyway, the man went home. He went to bed. In the morning, there's this bang, bang, bang on his door. He gets up and he sees these 2 burly policemen through the window. And he thinks, it's okay, I'm not drunk now. He opens the door and the policeman said to him, excuse me, sir, can you look in your garage, please? And he said, look in my garage. He opened the garage door. He got the police car. Instead of getting in his own car, he got in the police car and driven it home. Yes, he's still in prison. It's a true story. I'm not lying, true. He's still in prison. So that's why we don't drink. Yes? What happened to that man? He didn't know what he was doing because he had so much alcohol in him. Or drugs, we don't know. We can kill someone. He was lucky. He didn't have an accident and kill some innocent person walking along the road. But you see, there are many true things in life that show us that the precepts are right. And I want you to remember that. It's not only a joke, but it's true. You can tell people that. Yes? Anyway, shall we do a bit of meditation now? We're all eager. Now there are 2 meditations. There is samatha meditation, which is calming meditation, and there is vipassana, which is for enlightenment. But you babies don't do vipassana. Only us biggies get to do that. So, what I thought today, there are 2 different ones. I'm going to give the mummies one, which is a loving kindness meditation. Okay? This one we can do any time. And there's a lot of writing there that mummies can read. That's for mummies. But what we actually say is very simple. First, we wish ourselves to be well, happy, and peaceful. Then we go through all other people. That way we are spreading kindness, and it makes us feel happy. We're not going to do that one today, mums. We're going to do the breathing. I'll leave this for you. So we are going to do breathing meditation. So I suggest you all get comfortable. You all have a wriggle, and you all have a scratch, wherever you want to scratch or wherever you want to wriggle. And can somebody put their phone for 5 minutes for me, please? You think we can do 5 minutes? Now, what we're going to do,
you want to read this?
you need to time for 5
Oh,
minutes.
yes.
A minute, let me explain to them. Now, you see we have me. Bunty says this isn't me because she's thin. But I said I didn't see a picture of a fat nun to copy. So we got a thin nun. And these are Vietnamese children. Okay? Because Vietnamese are Buddhist also. And they do meditation as well. And we'll talk through it first. We're going to watch our breath. You know what your breath is? You know what your breath is? Yes? You all know what your breath is. We're going to watch it very carefully. And in the watching of it, we're going to make our body very comfortable and light. And we will forget things. I don't mean we will forget, but we won't worry what's happening. So what we have to do first, before we begin, we have a wriggle, we have a scratch, and we don't hold hands. Put our hands here. Now are you all sitting so your back is, you can't slouch forward. You're all sitting comfortably. You can sit like I showed you, because we're going to sit for 5 minutes. If you fight over the cushion, I will take it, because I like that. Okay? So get yourselves comfortable. So now, in here are the instructions. So when you go home, you can practice this every day. The instructions are here. This is just very simply the beginning. There is a lot more, but this is just for us for the beginning, because it's the first time. Okay? So what we do, we get ourselves nice and comfortable. We put our hands like this. Why we put our hands like this? So they can't get too hot.
If you move a lot and then you get hot.
That's okay. I will tell you what to do. Don't worry. Don't worry. So we put our hands like this, then they don't get hot. If we put our hands like this, they get hot and uncomfortable. If we sit like this, we slouch. So actually the Buddha taught us to sit like this. Some people sit like this. I have a bad back, so sometimes I put my hands like this. As long as we try to sit still all the time. Try not to move. If you move, don't worry. Just go back to the beginning again. There's a counting exercise, but I don't think we'll do that today. I think we'll just do the breathing. So what you want to do is sit comfortably, relaxed, and then you just watch your breath going in your nose and coming out your nose. No, that's too stressed. Just very. See, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Not tight. Just too tight. Just relax. Bobby? Not like this. Just relax then. So your whole body is comfortable, just as if you're going to go to sleep. But don't go to sleep, okay? Then I want you to look with your mind at your nose. Okay? Can you see your nose in your mind?
Yeah.
Good. Now you take a breath in and you find your chest goes up and your tummy goes in. Then when the breath goes out, your tummy goes down and your chest goes down. So you can either watch your tummy going in and out, or you can watch the breath going in and out, whichever you wish. I watch the tummy because that's how I was taught. Then we take a breath in and out. Can we set the timer, Mummy?
Yeah,
Please?
sure.
In and out. If your mind goes somewhere else, which it will, you will think of that that ice cream mummy's promised you when you go home, okay? Or that Coca-Cola drink waiting downstairs. Just say thinking and go back and watch your breath, okay? Let's see if we can do that. When you've finished, you can tell me what has happened, okay? If you want something happens before then, you can touch my knee and I will open my eyes and talk to you. But let us try and sit for the 5 minutes. Now, don't stress. If you breathe too hard, you can become faint. Okay? That is why I tell you, if you don't feel well, you tap my leg. Okay? So let's see what we can do. I don't know, I can sit for 5 minutes. Let's try. Ho, ho, ho. Okay, let's begin. Let the out breath go right down to your body, like the out breath, okay? You can feel it. No, don't do the sound. Just feel it in your body going down. And then feel the in-breath with the body going up. And just watch that. And your body, you'll feel all your body will relax. And you will feel comfortable. Let us try. Breathe in. Good. If anything happens, just note it. If you feel an itch on your bottom, just note it. Don't follow it. Just say, feeling, and let it go. Go back to your breath. If you hear a sound, hear it. Go back to your breath. I am not watching you, don't worry. No one's watching. We've all got our eyes closed. See if you can feel the air going in your nose and out of your nose again. Keep your mouth closed. If you are restless, don't worry. For the first time, that's quite normal. Don't worry. And don't think everybody else is doing it better than you, because they're not. Everyone is in the same situation. It's okay. It's okay. Tell me, what did you think? You all did incredibly well. How did you think of anything else while you were breathing in and out? Oh, that's very good for the first time. Exceptionally good. What happened to you? Did you think of anything else? Anything else come in your mind? That's okay, it's quite normal. Thousands of things come in your mind every minute. It's quite normal. It's learning to not take hold of them. What happened to you?
I could hear the waves.
Oh, you could hear the waves of the sea. Oh, that's nice. That's actually your breathing in your ear. That's really nice.
And I was breathing in and out.
You watch your nose or your tummy?
My nose.
Your nose. Gigi?
I saw a bird.
Did you stay with the bird or did you let it go?
Let it go.
Good girl. What did you say? Seal?
Yes.
Good girl. That's good. That's the right thing to do. And then you went back to your breathing and it was okay?
Yes.
That's good. What happened to you? You were restless, yes? I think counting is better for you. I will teach you counting before I go home. Because you're restless, you need something a little different.
I didn't do anything.
Sorry?
It was good.
It was good. What did your body feel like when you were doing it?
Relaxed and going in and out. I couldn't feel anything. I couldn't feel anything either. I felt comfortable.
That's the idea.
Too.
This is called calming meditation. It doesn't give you enlightenment, but it helps you get ready for living in life. Now, we only did 5 minutes, but I want you to go home and do 5 minutes every day. And I'm going to tell you a little secret about this meditation. A little secret. Want to know a secret? Now, when you have a problem at school, when you have a fight with your friend, when your sister is difficult, when anything happens, you go into the bathroom, you close the door, you put the seat down on the toilet, and you sit there for just a little while and you just watch your breath and feel that nice comfortable place. Then when you go out, you won't fight anymore. It won't bother you. You won't be upset. You see what I mean? Because when we are fighting, we are only thinking of the fighting. If we use our just stand and go, just follow that breath. Our mind can only think of one thing at a time. So if you're following that breath, you relax your whole body, and also the problem has gone. Yes? For the time being, it will come again, but for the time being, it's gone. What do you think? You want to do another 5 minutes? Okay, you do another 5 minutes, Mom. Okay. Now I'm going to teach you something different. Now what we do is we use one. Don't make your hole bigger. Mommy can't mend it then, can she? Now you can count from 1 to 5. Yes. Okay. Now we count 1 in our mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we go backwards and forwards like that. If we make a mistake and we go from 2 to 5, then we have to start all over again. Let's see if you can do that for 5 minutes. Okay? Let's try again. Everybody ready? Okay, have a wriggle and have a scratch and whatever you want to do. That's it. Anybody want the toilet? No? Okay, let's get going again. Make yourself comfortable. Sit properly, please. That is a good girl. Okay? Okay, Mommy? So. Okay. So, did you find that easier?
Yeah.
Not so restless, yes? Then you try to do that at home. Did you make a mistake sometimes and have to go back? Oh, that's very good. That's very good. If you can do that 5 minutes twice a day, your concentration at school will improve also. Yes? How did you do? What did you feel? Just comfortable and relaxed
Yes.
and nice? Did you get any thoughts?
No, I was just thinking about my breathing.
That's good.
I felt comfortable and I heard my breathing.
You watched your breathing.
I felt calm.
Okay. So you think it's worth doing every day? It's nice, isn't it? You can do it every day. You can do 5 minutes twice a day. The next time I come, we'll do 10 minutes and see how we go. This is just the beginning, okay? This is very simple, but this is the method that the Buddha taught himself in the Satipatthana Sutta, one of the most famous suttas in our Buddhist teachings. He taught this to be aware of your breath. And when you are, it shows us that the mind can only think of one thing, yes? Because while you're watching your breathing, nothing else comes. The idea of this is calming. The idea is to calm your mind, to make you less stressful. But it's not going to take your problems away. Your problems will still be there. But this is a beginning. This is a beginning. You know, in Thailand, they teach this, they study this for many years, the monks. They go into the jungle and they do this breathing meditation for 5, 6, 7 years before they do Vipassana. In Burma, where I trained, we didn't do this meditation. We did straight away Vipassana. Vipassana is our aim. When you are older, you are too young now. But Vipassana is our aim. And with Vipassana, we can see things as they really are. When you're fighting with your mother, you can see it's a waste of time to fight with her. And you don't bother, you don't care. That's what Vipassana does. Teaches you the truth. I think it's time for me to go, yes? Because I have to go now. I hope you enjoyed your class. Yes? And you will come again?
Yes.
Good. Did you like the teaching and the handout?
Yes.
If you want to make any suggestions of anything we can do differently, it's your class. Okay? We are here to work together to study the Dharma. My job is to teach you the life of the Buddha, the chanting, and how to behave as good Buddhist people, to make you good people in society. It will help you in school, it will help with your education, everything. One thing we didn't do was the puja. We didn't do this. But I would like you, in English, to learn this, if you can, the English piece. Because you've got 2 weeks, if you can learn this, and we will discuss it when I come next time.
Do we have the sheets?
You will get the sheets, you will get everything. This is Pali language, the language of the Buddha. We will do that later. First we will do the English so you understand. There's no point to learn the Pali and be able to say it if you don't understand it, yes? So I think to learn the English first is the important thing. If you can learn the 2 Gata, this one and this one, you think you can do that? They're very small, yes? You've got 2 weeks. Yes, next week we don't this one and this one.
So you don't go to the other pages?
No, just those 2.
Okay.
Is that okay?
And this one?
You will get everything given to you.
Are we going to get like the books? Like
Yes,
this?
you will get everything. Some things are made up, the meditation and that will be made up in books. The other things you will see. You can save your scrapbooks if you like till I come, and I will bring my one and you can see that. Yes? But as I say, any questions you have, anything you want to bring to the class, anything you want to do differently, okay? It is your class and we work together. Okay. But I'm the boss. No, there's no boss. There's no boss. Okay?
I can't eat this.
And you do practice your counting meditation.
I
It will
don't
make
know how
you,
to do them.
you will be less restless and it will calm you down a little bit. Yes? Okay, we leave all the papers for the mummies.
To finish it, I will do some prayers and finish it.
Yes, yes. So what prayers shall we do? Well, I think we should offer merit, don't you think so? But we're not going to do Pali prayers, we're going to do it in English. Because you don't understand what you are saying. Okay? We have a picture of the Buddha. All turn around and face this wall. Now the first thing we have to do is we have to take refuge in the Buddha. Refuge in the Buddha, Dharma and Sangha means we will follow them and that their knowledge and their teachings will protect us. And all we do 3 times we recite. I don't know, does anybody know? No, nobody knows. So let us do it in English first. I don't have it here. Mind you, I know it off by heart, but I don't want to make a mistake. I have a little book here. I don't know if I will bring it in black and white. If they want to copy it, they can. This is the prayers we will learn in the first year. By the end of the first year, you can recite this whole book. What do you think about Pali and English? So first, we have to go to refuge to the Buddha. Have you heard Buddhang Saranang Gacchami? You've heard that. Do you know what that means? I go to the Buddha for refuge. So we will do it 3 times. I want put your hands together. First we will do Namo Tassa. You know Namo Tassa? Do Namo Tassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. I will do the Pali, then I will say it in English and you repeat the English. Okay? Buddhang Saranang Gacchami, Dhammang Saranang Gacchami, Sanghang Saranang Gacchami. I go to the Lord Buddha for my refuge, for my protection. I go to the Dharma for my refuge and my protection. I go to the Sangha for my refuge and my protection. Dutiyampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami, Dutiyampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami, Dutiyampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami. I go for the second time to the Buddha for my refuge. For the second time I go to the Dharma for my refuge. For the second time I go to the Sangha for my refuge. And then the third one, Tatiyampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami, Tatiyampi, say it if you can, Dhammang Saranang Gacchami, Tatiyampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami. So, for the third time I go to the Buddha for my refuge. For the third time I go to the Dharma for my refuge. For the third time I go to the Sangha for the refuge. Now we have our 5 precepts that we take, yes? Mm-hmm. We will do them in English. You repeat them after me. Okay, keep your hands. I will be kind, I will be loving, and I will not kill. These things These things I will try to do.
I will be kind, I will be lovely, and I will be outstanding, and
I will try to do these things.
I will try to do these things.
I will take care of other people's things, and I will not take them without asking.
I will take care of other people's things, and
I will not take
I will
them
not take them
without asking. I will respect all people, and I will not be greedy.
I will respect all people and not be greedy.
I will be content and happy with what I have.
I will be content and happy with what I have.
I will be honest.
I will be honest.
I will pay attention to what others are doing.
I will pay attention to what others are doing.
I will be kind to others.
I will be kind to others.
Therefore, I will not take drugs, alcohol, or things that cause habits to make me thoughtless. Let's do it line by line. Therefore, I will not take alcohol,
I will not take alcohol,
drugs, other things that cause habit,
other things that cause habits,
which might cause me to be thoughtless of other people.
which might be for other people.
Panatipata Veramani Sikapada Samadhyami. Adinna Dana Veramani Sikapadam Samadhyami. The third one I won't give you. That's just to be thoughtful and careful of others and not to abstain from taking from others. That's difficult to give them that one. And you will be, I don't like the wording that we use for the third one for children, the adult one. Musavada Veramani Sikapadam Samadhyami Surya Mya Pachama Pachama Sikapadam Samadhyami. I shall train myself not to kill. I shall train myself not to steal. I shall train myself to not misbehave. I shall train myself not to lie. I shall train myself not to drink alcohol and keep away from harmful drugs and things. Now we do worship to the Buddha. Iti piso bhagava araham samma sambuddha vidyacana sampanno shukato lokavido anuttaro purisadhamma sarati satta deva manusanam buddho bhagavati. Now to the Dharma. Sakato. You don't know the Dharma, never mind. Well expounded is the Dharma by the Blessed One. The Dharma means the teaching of the Buddha. To be self-realized, which means to see ourselves, and it gives us immediate results, makes us happy and behave. We just have to look at it, study it, and we can see it. That is the Dharma, and it can be gained here and now. Yes, and there is the Sangha. Do you know the Sangha? Yeah. Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangha. Bhagavato Savaka Sangha. Nayapatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangha. No Samichi Patipanno Bhagavato. I can't do it slowly. Yadam Chattari Purisa Yugani Atta Purisa Pukala Isa Bhagavato Savaka Sangha Ahuneyo Pahuneyo Dakineyo Anjali Karaniyo Anuttaram Punya Samlokasati. Now what have you just said? We have to do our prayers so you understand them. Of good conduct is the order of the disciples of the Blessed One. That means the monks and nuns, they are good. Of upright conduct in the order of the disciples of the Blessed One. Of wise conduct is the order of the disciples of the Blessed One. Of dutiful conduct is the order of the disciples of the Blessed One. This order of disciples of the Blessed One, namely those 4 pairs, that's the sainthoods, is worthy of offerings, is worthy of hospitality, is worthy of gifts, is worthy of salutations, is a wonderful and big field of merit to be gained. I'm changing the words, that's what I'm going with. So now we just have to give the merits for what we have done today. You have done a very good thing to come here to study the Dharma. So we have to give those merits over to those of our family who are dead. We don't know where they are. But if they need help from us, they will take that. Yes? So we have to offer those merits. To do it in English or to do it in what language shall I do it? Imena punya kamena mage bala samagama. Imena punya kamena mage bala samagama. Imena punya kamena mage bala samagama. Now you have given your merits over to anyone, first to your family and your relatives, then to any being who needs help in any way. And take your merits and use them to make their life better. Doesn't mean you have lost them. You haven't lost them. You keep them, but they use them also. Okay. May you all be well, happy and peaceful. May no problems come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May you have the strength and the fortitude to overcome any problems that come your way. May this day that you have gained the merits and learn in the Buddha Dharma bring you happiness today, in the rest of your life, and in future lives. May you all be well and free from pain. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Is that okay? I don't like to use a lot of